Who knows? Play original old theme. Alright, we're good.
Alright, bye-bye.
Bye.
Can I be on next week if we're doing the tier list?
Shut up! We're closing the show.
It's already closed. I've stopped recording.
No, I'm leaving all of this in.
What?
I'm leaving it all in.
Oh. Alright, I'm out of here. Goodbye. Hello and welcome to the Modcast. I'm Wokey here with Penta,
Hey.
ToasterOFun,
Hey.
and Zen.
Hello.
I should say Zenrot. What does it matter? Anyway,
It doesn't matter.
now back to actual hosting. Returning, Zenrot is here and back.
Hello. Yeah, I'm back. I'm sure a couple people are excited about that. Most of you are like, oh god.
I'm pretty
Zenrot's
excited
back.
about it.
Is that because you don't have to host anymore?
Yeah, that entire weight is off my shoulder.
Alright, so we'll keep with our Global Japan little format that we've got going on. So has Bandai just given up on the global version of the game? Or what's the deal with that?
I don't care. Probably.
How long have you been waiting? Just to say I don't care.
1 week ago.
How long have you been holding that in?
Far too long. It's actually this row on the middleman chat now. I don't care.
Well, now that we got that out of the way, to everyone else, what is up with all of this? Because remember, they made that promise a while ago that they were going to work on catching Global up to the Japanese version, and they were going to try to make them as close as possible. And ever since they said that, Japan has gone into like crazy overdrive of 1 million events at once, and Global has gotten what, Super Strike Vegeta, and that's it?
Oh, come on. You don't mean the story is already done?
Well, to be fair,
That's
how
probably
it broke. That's how it broke down in Japan as well. Like, we got one half the story, and then at a later point, they decided that we should have the other point.
Well, it's not even the story. It's like Japan got Super Strikes like every 2 or 3 weeks, pretty consistently.
Yeah, we did.
Like I think for a while we were pretty much getting 2 a month, one at the beginning and one at the end. There was a list of all the dates, but I don't have it in front of me right now. But then Global got Vegeta, and then they've just gone completely dark on content. They got Mystic Gohan, which is over, which was broken and is over. And now they're getting Mecha Frieza and King Cold at the same time, which sucks. Because Mecha Frieza is not that bad, but King Cold is like the most miserable farm in existence, so that's not going to be fun.
And the sad thing with Mecha Frieza is you can't even Dokkan the Int one.
Yeah, but in Global,
Yeah,
you should have already expected that.
Yeah.
It's not the gut punch that it was in Japan when all of a sudden Mecha Physical Frieza showed up.
The good news, though, is that the Physical Frieza's drop rate is really, really high. I guess because everyone has to farm 15. It's really easy to get him, so that's not that big of a deal. It would be nice not to be running at the same time as King Cold, though.
Yeah, that was a weird decision on their part, which I guess is their small inkling of showing they're still trying. Which means, like, yeah, we skipped a bunch, but hey, 2 at a time, which does not bode well if that's their continuing thought going forward.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I play Global now. I'm sure you all know because I've been bragging about it.
Oh, really? I had not noticed.
Yeah. Shout out to Aussie Inferno on Reddit for getting me in the global version. So I was looking forward to that World Tournament that apparently had been data mined to be like a few days ago, right?
Yeah.
Either the 31st or the 1st, something like that. And that's come and gone with no tournament and not even an announcement that the tournament is coming.
It's supposed to end in 2 days.
And Global didn't get a tournament for the entire month of August, right?
No, they didn't.
So I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong.
The
That
8th
they're
one
like
ran
trying
into
to
the 3rd
fix.
of August, but that's it.
You think they might be running into an Ultimate Gohan problem where all the events are in some way broken?
It's possible. I mean, I feel like they would just release it anyway, and just be like, "Here's a stone. Shut up." If that was the case, I don't know. Maybe there's something up with the game that they're just struggling to get content ready for it. Like they're getting all these Japanese events and they don't know how to input them. Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that Dragon Ball Super is like a couple months away in content cycle?
Oh, yeah, that definitely has to do something with that, right?
So maybe they're desperately trying to either extend the timer to get there, or they're trying to figure out how to reorder all these events so that they don't have to use the super ones.
That might be possible because we've been kind of wondering how Global's going to be able to handle super stuff because America don't have Global yet. I mean, what the fuck did I just say? uh, People outside of Japan don't have super in their native language, which might
They
be
don't even
enough.
have the Boo Kaisak. Kai. What? I don't know. How to talk.
Kaibu.
Yeah.
That's not even finished yet?
It's finished, it's just not out.
It's finished. It's just, yeah, not out.
Huh. I think it's possible for that stuff to be holding back some content. But then you look at something like Xenoverse 2, which is just like, yo, we got Black.
Yeah, here you go, Goku Black. If you pre-order the game, I don't care if you know what Dragon Ball Super is.
He's in it. Get it.
And it was the same way with Beerus and Whis. That's actually how their English voices got revealed for the first time, was in a video game. It was Battle of Z.
Battle of Z.
Yeah.
Really?
It was the
I
first
saw
time
that
you
game.
saw Super Saiyan God, Beerus, or Whis, if you didn't watch the Japanese version of Battle of the Gods.
Yeah, at least Black won't have, at least yet, Super Saiyan Xenoverse 2.
Yeah, they did say the pre-order one will not have that, but apparently Rhymestyle was talking about it. They said they're going to make a DLC one that will have it at some point.
Is it
So
Rose
that'll-
or Rose?
Hmm?
Is it Rose or Rose?
Rose?
I don't know. Because when Black says it, the accent is on the E, which would be Rose. But then when Trunks said it, it was Super Saiyan Rose without the accent, and he just said the word Rose. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know which one it is.
It would be pretty great if it came over and it was just translated as Rose.
Super Saiyan Rose, like the wine.
Yeah, like the wine, or what Rick Ross yells out in a rap song, whichever.
Alright, so now with the thought that Dragon Ball Super is what's holding back the global content, assuming that's right, which it probably isn't, but assuming
This is
that that's
all
right.
wild mass guessing.
Yes. How could Global possibly catch up to the Japanese version at this point, like they promised they were going to? What would they even need to do?
You know how?
I mean, it was a stupid idea in the first place. It's insane.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I don't think there's any way that it was ever in the plans to catch them up. I think, if anything, that was a pacification phrase that they just said to make Global players happy because they knew they were all mad about the rates and shit.
I think they do what Japan is currently doing, only do it ×2.
So you think they're gonna just suddenly start just vomiting content?
Yes, just crazy vomiting of content. That's the only way I could see them catching up. But then there's the problem of they're still going to be behind because no matter what, the second they catch up, Japan releases something, but then they have to translate it. They're not going
Yeah,
to get
they
that.
have to wait.
In a perfect world, they would get it now, but that's not how that works.
No.
Japan team does not currently give a fuck what the global team is doing.
Well, the Japan team's aware also that international people play the game. So I feel like they could give two shits about what happens on the global side because it's a market that they've already tapped into with the Japanese version of the game. Again, that's just speculation, but it makes sense.
Yeah. It's a very weird and busted situation.
Yeah, and I feel like unless they really do that, and it's like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is next week, and then the week after that it's Beerus, like there's no way they're going to be able to catch up in time. Or at least in a way that's going to make anything remotely equal, you know?
Definitely. Plus, there's still... If they do ramp up content, it would be weird since... If you're waiting for, let's say, like, Super Vegito, I would imagine, in my mind, you would want more days to get more free stones. So you would have more stones for when the day came for you to pull them. But if he just
Right.
suddenly showed up in 2 months and you're free to play and you've been saving for him, you're not going to have as much stones as you thought you would. You're not going to
Yeah,
have
that's a good
that
point.
Gogeta number of stones. which in a sense would be, if the rates were good, that wouldn't really matter. But we kind of know. I'm gonna say this right now. I will gladly say I was wrong if this is true. There's no way those rates are gonna be high.
Oh no, no. I mean, Gogeta on Global was like 7%.
It was 7%.
It was 7%.
Yeah.
And Vegito didn't have a huge rate bump in the Japanese version, did he?
No, he didn't.
He just had the free multi. I don't think he had a rate bump.
Nope. That's
So
what
I think
he was.
he's gonna be 5 to 7 probably.
Yeah, probably. That's a sad thing to think of him as a 5% rate chance of getting, but not even a 5% of him getting him. 5% chance at all of getting any SSR.
Getting any SSR of Vegito will probably be about 0.5%.
Yeah. You'd have a better chance of getting physical Broly, who is also in that banner.
Yeah, I mean it was a good banner for the most in terms of what you could get and the value from it.
Oh yeah,
but
definitely.
it was not Gogeta rates, that's for sure. All right, so we kind of touched on the content in Global, and I mean there's not that much else to talk about. Global players themselves already know that there's just not that much happening, and they're mad about it. I'm mad about it. I want to do stuff, and I can't. There's nothing to do. All there is to do is farm Baba gems, which I'm already tired of doing.
Yeah, I'm at like 577. I'm sick of it.
It's the worst. It's such a terrible grind.
And it's only.
And we don't even have 3 times XP.
Yeah,
Japan does,
it's
though.
much better when you have the 3 times experience points.
Are we even getting a celebration for, what is it, 90 million downloads?
I think so. I saw something about how it was set up to be announced once the one that was out right now was over.
I hope so.
I think so. Maybe I'm making that up, but I remember seeing it, I think. Alright, let's switch over to Japan, and there's really only one relevant thing to talk about there, too. Buuhan.
Buuhan.
Buuhan's
Yay.
here, yay.
Whoa, Buuhan.
Alright, how does everyone feel about... First, how does everyone feel about him as the card? The one that you get.
Like if I
Meh.
pulled him right now?
Yeah, like if you had him, how do you feel about him as a player card to use in teams?
Meh.
I actually kind of want to use him a lot, which is it's not because of his nuking part. It's simply because he gets just stupid HP back,
He does, yeah.
and that seems to me like it'd be pretty fun to mess around with, just like in general. Like in terms of the overall meta, I don't see me using him unless I'm specifically looking to beat a boss with a funny team. That's the only really. That's the kind of. But that might also be a statement on my current unit game, but it's the way that goes. But I kind of want to use him. He seems like a very silly card in a lot of ways, which is weird. He has no. Go ahead. Go into him. That's my current feelings on him.
I'm back.
Oh, you're bad. I didn't know you were gone.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
I usually
dead.
unplug them. Like I
So
said,
for Buuhan... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say my thoughts on Buuhan. At first, I really had mixed thoughts, especially with his supers. But now that it's farmable, he's kind of good.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's good. The farmable thing kind of pisses me off because that's like a huge advantage over every other card in the game. That you
Yeah.
get just this immense damage unit whose super gets better the higher the super attack level is, and you also get him at SA10 for free. And no, I don't care that the grind is hard. I don't care that the drop rate is low.
I wasn't gonna say
Because
that.
if you have, I knew all of you were gonna say it. I don't care that the drop rate is low. You're gonna get it.
We would have done it
Because-
for Vegito.
Yeah,
Plus,
you know what I
plus
mean?
he drops awakened.
Yeah, he drops. You don't have to use metals. He drops awakened
That's actually
specifically for you to get him to SA10 as quickly as you possibly can.
that SR Buuhan makes me angry because I look at him and go like, if you only had shocking speed, you would actually be an okay unit to mess around with. But for some reason, they didn't give him shocking speed, which is the stupidest thing.
Because he's just there to be super attack fodder for the good one.
Which I don't know if I kind of wanted a new unit to farm from this event, but not like this. I didn't want one whose sole purpose was just to feed to the other guy.
Just to be food. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all he is food.
It's kind of the same thing with Beerus.
Well, with Beerus, at least Beerus got a new SSR. Because he had the tech one that became a new SSR on his own.
And he
I mean, you could feed him for levels, but it was also a card that's decent.
Yeah.
And I mean, we got the Awakening for Bucalo and Bootanks, which is, I mean, whatever.
I actually used those two fairly recently, and I actually like the way they work together. They're just okay enough to where I can use them on silly teams.
I'm considering getting them for the Gohan event.
They'd probably be good for Gohan.
They're good in Gohan, and if you were like me, and the only new unit you pulled was Fat New Boo, he works pretty good with that Bootanks.
Well, if you're like me, you didn't pull shit. You pulled Dragon Ball Super Piccolo, and that's it.
I also you got that one. I got Physical Piccolo.
Oh,
Well, if
yeah,
you're
I
like
at least
me-
I got a better Piccolo than that.
But if
I
you're
haven't
like
bothered
me,
pulling.
you put the new Kid Buu in one single. Which
Yeah,
was
and then
nice.
you re-rolled for a Boo.
That account is just for fun, okay? It's
Yeah,
for
there's
fun.
plenty of Buuhan accounts on DBZ Space. I've seen some with Janemba, some with Gohan.
Well, Japan, I think, has like 9 stones to re-roll with, so...
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the new player thing.
That's right. That is new.
There's like a new
let's
tutorial.
Yeah. Well, let's finish talking about Buuhan, then we'll get into that.
Alright, let's
no
switch over
idea.
to his stage then. How do you like to fight?
It's pretty easy.
It's kind of
I
easy, right? Like,
Buuhan?
really easy?
I
Yeah.
haven't got past Buuhan.
I
Again, I
usually
haven't
kill him
tried.
in Bucalo.
Well, let's
Cool.
put an asterisk. We're all the people who are saying it's easy currently are all using Super Vegito teams.
Okay, that's fair. That's a fair thing
Very
to say.
fair.
True.
Yeah. I kill him before he even becomes Boo Piccolo. I kill him at Bootanks.
I wasn't paying attention on my one run, and I got ghosted like a couple times.
Yeah, Ghost hurts. It's like 90,000 neutral.
Yeah, that Ghost Super is ridiculous. I actually don't know how the hell you're supposed to beat him on normal when he can just... Well, I guess that's all these new bosses, right? All these new bosses have basically, if I SA, you are dead.
If you're using a non-mono team, yeah, absolutely.
And,
Like, I can't get 90,000 HP on a rainbow team. You would have to tank it. It's the only way to live through it.
The only way to do that would be like double Kid Buu.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then you're running a double Kid Buu team.
Yeah, so you'll never kill him because it'll take you forever to kill him.
You have no key.
That too.
No key, no attack value. He's be dead in the water.
At least you'll be.
But
fine.
once you get past Buuhan, yeah, I guess so. But once you get past Buuhan, it's like the fight's already over. I feel like.
Yep. It's the fight is just to survive Buuhan.
Yeah, survive
Then it's over.
Buuhan, and then the fight gets much easier. The one annoying thing is that, and it happens to me constantly, is that freaking Bootanks will immediately do his SA, and he will super seal my Vegito. And it is the most annoying thing because that's the only unit. Like it's happened to me 4 times in a row now where I'm like, okay, this is my positioning, I should be fine. Oh no, he's just gonna super seal my Vegito. Thanks a lot. I didn't
There
need
goes
that.
my 30% or
Yeah.
20% or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's the main thing I care about is the fact that he boosts everyone. So basically, everyone's doing less damage.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And see, a lot of people. Oh no, go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say it's weird. That fight is weirdly structured.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's weird that Bucalo is basically just an upgrade from Bootanks.
Yeah,
he
that's
reaches
weird
so
too.
much health.
He drops to Bucalo, and if you don't have power from God, he regens like how much is it?
It's an entire
400,000.
health bar.
Yeah, it's like 400,000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of health. If you have power from God, it's 12,000, I think, or 1,200, or some completely negligible number that doesn't even move his health bar at all.
Yeah.
But that's not a link you can keep up every turn. You know?
No,
Unless
I
you-
tried.
Can you even?
You can if you have. If you'd have to
It's
be
like-
running a full team with them in it, because
Well, Well, most of the people that have it are Mystic Gohan, so you can only bring one of him.
Mystic
So
Gohan,
you have to bring
Super Vegito,
Mystic Gohan,
Vegito.
regular Vegito, and like Kabito Kai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kabuto Kai has it. I want to say his normal form has it too. Let me double check this actually, because I could have swore.
You mean just the Supreme Kai?
Yeah.
I don't think he does.
No,
You know who I think has it though? I think World Tournament Gohan with the Z Sword has
He
it.
does have it.
If you for some reason have him, I do. Yay for me.
It's basically Gohan, base Vegito, Z-Sword Gohan, and Kabito Kai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you could feasibly keep it up, but why would you? I guess.
It's usually enough with, it's just Super Vegito and Ultimate Gohan.
Yeah, I mean, if you null him for one turn, he's probably gonna die because you shouldn't have any health left really at that point anyway.
What I
did
usually do
once
is
have it happen where I keep Gohan and Super Vegito together, obviously. So they came in on the second turn of Buccalo, meaning he got to heal 400k health between that.
That's
And
not
that
fun.
pisses you off.
Does anyone know what happens after he goes? Because after you deal with Buccalo, he turns into just physical, screamy Majin. Does anyone know what
Yeah.
happens after that?
I
Then
think
he
he
goes
goes to
buff
Kid
and then
Buu.
Kid. Isn't there buff in between?
I don't know because I've never gotten even close to that far,
Neither have I.
but I have seen screenshots of Tech Kid Buu in that fight. He probably goes buff and then Kid because it's going backwards from his transformation order. So it's
Yeah.
probably buff first and then Kid. But I have no idea how you could make the fight last that long.
Not using a mono team.
Well,
I don't know. I feel like with a rainbow team, you'd either die by then or the fight would be over.
That's true. And using the mono team, I'm able to easily get to Buccalo. Pretty consistent at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, he was being called like the hardest fight in the game by a lot of people online. I was reading, and I don't think that's true.
I think his first form, if it lasted any longer, you could have a case against it, just because that special does so much and requires a super sealer. Like Penta tried it, and he didn't. He thought that 2 Babos would be enough, and then he just kept hitting him with that super.
Yeah, 3 times in a row. Then I died.
Good lord. Yeah, that's not fun.
No, and I think
But
if
I
he,
mean-
I just assumed he wouldn't super me again on the third turn. That was my biggest mistake.
yeah, he
Now I either don't let him hit me at all, or I super seal him with Baba. I just use all my items on Buuhan.
Well, you kind of only need to.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I used like 2 heals and an Emma all on Buuhan. And then as soon as he drops to Bootanks, I just stopped using items completely.
No item run win.
So who'd you say is the hardest fight?
In the game.
Discounting LR Goku because that's the right answer. Other than him, who is the hardest fight?
Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken is up there, if you're not using Gotenks.
Whatever, man.
Yeah,
You can take
Kaioken
him
is
down.
really hard.
You could take him down with an entire chill team. It's nothing.
Yeah, with Frost, you mean?
Yeah, with yeah, my bad. Frost.
They're all the same.
Mono chilled.
I wanna before this is gonna be weird, but before Physical Broly showed up, I do think that those villain fights are the worst. But the adding of Physical Broly has basically made those fights a joke. Because
He's up there, yeah.
Yeah. They're really annoying. Before the hero extermination against Heihachi would not Heihachi.
Hi,
If only if that was the droppable unit for that. If it was the King of Iron Fist himself.
Jesus.
Uh,
Second final boss.
his essay is that he throws you into a volcano. But that fight is hard to wrap your mind around because you have like this ridiculous team that is basically a rainbow and you can only use rainbow, And then when you're done with that, you have this stupid boss that can basically kill anything that isn't an agile.
Yeah, you're talking the 5 Haihachis that become like. God damn it! Shit.
Petition
talking
to
about-
rename him to Heihachi.
We need to change that in all the tier lists now.
Just
We're
On it.
talking about the 5 Hachiaks that become the super one.
Yeah.
Super Heihachi.
Yeah, super Heihachi, right?
I'm talking about that fight, and then the one where you also fight Lord Slug, Frieza, and Cooler, and then at the end he turns into like his super form, and he's red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That fight, I
It's
remember
like Slug, Frieza, and Turles and Cooler.
that. There you go. He has basically a team that's very annoying to fight against, because no matter what, you're going to be taking extra damage from something because of the 2 extra things he has in there. And to be fair, when I did that fight, this was all before Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta came in. And
Oh, so you didn't have Tank God?
I didn't have a tank, but in general, like Super didn't have a tank, because most of the tanks were extreme, like Golden Frieza and Janemba.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So you had to fight that fight with no tank, and that fight's extremely annoying.
Yeah, that fight was a hassle. The Whis fight was way easier.
Yes, it was.
The one where it's just Whis, Beerus, and Goku.
Yeah. But as far as modern, it might just be that Super Saiyan Blue one. It's ridiculous how hard it is, actually.
See, I didn't find it that hard.
It might be that he just takes so little damage that it's annoying.
I don't know, I found Vegito harder, but maybe that's because I wasn't using Vegito at the time.
That would definitely help. I also think the Super Saiyan 3 Go tanks can be extremely annoying if you get terrible luck and he just always returns back to Super Saiyan 3 Go tanks and never becomes his worst form.
Yeah, that fight takes forever.
Yeah, that fight will take forever, and it certainly doesn't help that you apparently need a Boo unit or something.
I didn't use one, I just used Mono AGL because that's what the game is now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that fight's annoying because you can't stack buffs and you can't super seal him for any length of time and you can't stun him because as soon as he changes forms, all that stuff goes away.
B-Pan is also the hardest boss in the game.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
That's true.
She not only does she run away, she also refuses to drop. It's a 1-2 punch of this is terrible.
Alright, so B-Pan number 1.
Number 1 with a
Then-
bullet.
Probably Physical Broly or Go Tanks at number 2 or Kaioken, whatever.
Yes.
There's hard ones and Buuhan is not top 3, I don't think, at least.
No, he's hard in the beginning, but once you get past that beginning, the cool thing about him actually is that when you usher, it doesn't count. It doesn't do the usual thing where they give you 3 extra turns.
It still counts the turns down.
Yeah, so you can easily usher your way through some of the more unpleasant stuff.
The unpleasantness.
Yeah, which is actually and stun. If you stun him, then you're good. You know, get that in team, have nothing but stuns.
The General Blue Turles Jocko Bobbity team. The new meta.
The new it meta in the entire game. I joke, but that would actually be pretty hilarious. Oh, and Bulma, our Bulma.
Oh, that's true.
That-
Is that 5?
I think that's 5, and I guess if you
Is that
throw in,
Buuhan plus 5?
I think that is.
All right, there you go. There you go, everyone that pulled Buuhan. There's your new team.
Don't use Demengra. Get more consistent stuns.
Oh yeah, that's right. Demagogue can stun too. I forgot that he existed in the game.
And,
And
to
hit.
Yeah, and hit.
No, don't.
Hit and Demengra, the strongest duo on Earth.
It is top tier.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
So now that we're done, basically with Buuhan, we should talk about the fact that they added a new tutorial.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that. So y'all go ahead.
Penta probably does. He rerolls every day.
For the past 3 months.
It gives a lot of free box space. Like I had a new account. It did the one Dragon Ball wish and the whole tutorial, and I had 60 box space by the end of it.
Oh wow, that's actually
Pretty
pretty
good.
handy.
You also
And
get 10
when-
more stones, right?
Yeah, and you finish it, and all throughout it you get a few stones. But at the
Don't
very
you
end
get
you get
the,
10 straight.
Strength 18.
Yeah, you get that new 18 as well.
Yeah.
Which everyone else has to pay like 300.
200.
200?
It's only 200. It's only 200. Yeah.
It's not bad.
Well, at least the fact now I know why Penta keeps playing the new tutorials because Android 18 drops in it.
That's a joke for another day.
For a later joke. One day we will
Maybe-
explore the darkness that is trying to get specific female units in this game.
Maybe everyone else can see the screenshot. For now, no.
One day we will do that video series, which is 30 seconds videos of me trying to get B-Pan. And not stopping till I get her at SA10.
That's gonna be a really long video series.
Like, you'll see a man break down by the end of it.
I'll watch it.
It would basically be like 127 hours when you put it all together.
All 30 seconds.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, but U18 is actually the best, the single best card in the game for no specific reason.
No reason, huh?
No.
No reason.
God tier.
No, he's above. She's above that.
What tier would that be, Penta? Would that be waifu tier?
Yeah.
There's only
No.
one tier above waifu tier.
INS tier?
INS tier. Never
Well,
forget
INS
the
tier
like
is probably
2
also
hour
the top
tier.
of waifu tier.
IWS tier. Impressive waifu skills.
Oh god. Maybe that'll be our next 2-hour tier joke.
No, we can't joke anymore. Tier lists are serious things.
Yeah, tier list is serious.
As
Are
we-
you sure about that?
Yeah, as
I'd
we
like
proved
to-
last episode, all tier lists should be taken seriously.
Alright, yeah,
didn't
let's-
get the memo.
Let's talk about that, because I didn't watch the last episode all the way through yet. And I keep getting tweets about how we need to keep doing something with the GAMY tier list. So what fill me in.
Alright,
Intel
basically
is the
last
best
week.
int unit.
One at a time, preferably.
Intel is the best int unit according to GAMY
Like right now?
Yeah.
right now.
Let me just say, I finally figured out the last time they updated this, because the tier list I found is based off of all five of them, and the last time that this was updated was 2016/6/16.
So June?
Yeah, June. So they have not. There's a lot of units missing, but the units that are here and the placement that they are in is still pretty amazing. Just to show you what int cell beat, it was Janemba.
Oh god.
They put Janemba below Intelligent Cell.
Just to let
Yeah, I
you know,
was about to
Zenrot, they base it by like stats. Just stats alone.
You remember why we stopped using these lists, right? Just because they.
I remember when Super Saiyan Blue AGL Goku, the original one, was better than Super Saiyan God to them. I remember that.
Well, strap in because people want it. We're gonna look at those two right now. So
Okay.
get your thinking caps on. You weren't here for last time, Zen, but you're gonna enjoy these at least.
Alright, so
What-
away.
Start with agile or strength. I think strength first because strength is pretty obvious.
yeah, well, yeah, that one should be easy at least.
Yeah. Tell me when you're ready.
Ready?
All right.
Ready.
According to the GAMY tier list, who was the top 5? Who was number 5? The 5th greatest strength unit in this game.
Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta.
What do you
Super
got?
Saiyan Blue Vegeta.
Okay, so the number 5 overall one?
Yep.
Overall agility.
No,
Strength.
strength.
Strength? Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
It is Ape Raditz.
What?
April, it's number 5. They have a reason here.
Overall, does this not include?
This
does
is
not include Dokkan Awakened units?
No, it does.
It does, but you can also have their non-Dokkan units.
These lists are okay.
So it does.
These lists are dumb in a certain way because number 2 physical unit is unawakened Kid Buu, and then number 1 is Dokkan Kid Buu.
Also, what?
Third was Piccolo.
Sweet Jesus.
4
Okay, let's go.
Bardock, and 5th was Super Saiyan Gotenks. All right, let's move on. Who is the 4th greatest strength unit in this game?
Metal Rail though.
I don't think he was added, but I'm gonna take that answer.
Ah.
I like the way you're thinking.
I'm sticking with Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Undokkan Gogeta.
Toast? I think Toast has died.
Did we lose Toast?
Maybe.
So what was number 4?
Oh, no, you didn't give your guess.
Okay. Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta.
Penta was right, it was an unawakened Gogeta card.
This is not gonna end well.
There's only 3 more slots left.
There's only 3, so who is the 3rd greatest strength
Super
unit?
Saiyan 3 Vegeta.
Super Saiyan 3 Goku. TUR.
TUR Beerus.
Penta's on a roll because it is totally Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta.
The Dokkan Awakened one at
the,
least?
the Dokkan Awakened version.
Okay, that's not unreasonable.
That's not unreasonable, but who's a better unit than Super
good.
Saiyan 3 Vegeta?
Broly. Broly. Broly.
I'm gonna say Broly too because he's gonna be on
Broly.
here somewhere.
TUR Broly.
Yeah, spoilers if you saw the last one, it is totally Broly.
The second best.
The second best strength unit in the game. He's not even the second best AoE. He isn't even the second best Broly anymore.
That's true.
This one's easy. Who's the number 1?
Gogeta.
TUR
Maju.
Vegeta.
Maju.
It is
Obviously.
It is Gogeta. I think Majub is tied for the second worst unit to them. The only unit worse to them is the physical Super Saiyan Goku that stuns.
What?
Yeah,
What?
that's
What the fuck?
Please don't talk of Maju. I don't want to remember that bull.
so. Here we are
No.
on agility. This is the last one.
Okay.
For those who
okay.
don't know, my global guaranteed SSR, the only SSR card, was Majub.
Ooh.
That's a room. To be fair, I
Okay,
think
so for agility, remember that Super Vegeta is not out in their tier list, so
No,
keep that in mind.
keep that in mind. So, let's go. Number 5, who is the 5th greatest agility unit. You have to keep in mind that they made this not knowing Super Vegeta was out.
Yamcha.
I don't even think that Yamcha's here.
He shouldn't be.
Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Super Saiyan God Goku.
Super Saiyan Blue Goku.
It is Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta.
Wow.
What?
The STR one does not rank, but he ranks here at number 5.
I thought we were doing agility last time, and I said Vegeta. I should have again.
You did. Alright, who's above him? This is canon. Who is above Super Saiyan Blue?
Super Saiyan Blue Goku.
Blue Goku.
Super Saiyan Blue Goku.
It's totally Super Saiyan Blue to Goku.
The original one?
The
These are
original.
the original ones from
These
Revival
are
of Frieza, right?
Yes, this guy does not have a Dokkan Awaken.
So they're saying that the two, even the Goku is the original one.
They saying these two guys back to back, greatest.
Our top 5 AGL units in as early. Oh God, I can't even think.
This
Go
list
on.
is slowly gonna break you because who's number 3?
Ape Vegeta.
Mystic Gohan.
Dokkan. Yeah, Dokkan Ultimate Gohan.
It's Super Saiyan God Goku. which is maybe occasionally they do hit a legit like okay,
Yeah, that's reasonable. That's Super Saiyan God Goku. Okay, he's there.
but where they
Good
lose,
job, Gammy. You did something right.
No.
but then where they lose you is who's better than him.
Kid Boo.
It's definitely Kid Buu.
Kid Boo.
It is 100% Dokkan Awakened Kid Buu.
Oh god, who's better than Kid Boo?
Who is better than Kid Buu? Who is the greatest?
Mystic
Three
Gohan.
Goku.
It's got to be Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
I'm going Mystic.
It is 100% Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Okay.
I think simply because he gets an extremely crazy attack boost. That is the only reason I think he's on.
Pre-Super Vegito, he probably was the best one.
That's that's probably accurate.
But can we talk about how Mystic Gohan did not make it on the list?
No, he's not as good as Kid Buu.
He's not as good as Kid Buu or the original Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta.
Nowhere near.
Where is he on there?
Which card?
The Dokkan Awakened AGL Mystic Gohan.
No, they only do top 5 for these units. I can actually
Really?
I actually have slowly started to make the progress of breaking down the other tier list, and I can tell you where he ranks in the other one.
Yeah.
Alright, let me see if I can find them. One moment. So, some people are also asking me, and I'm not 100% sure, so while I'm looking for this, what exactly is GAMY?
It's like a
GAMY?
Japanese app website, isn't it? That it's supposed to be like a one-stop shop for every Japanese game, but apparently they're not very good at it.
Because they focus so much on everything?
I've never used it. I used it once when I literally just started the game before our subreddit had its own tier list, because I needed to know things about the game.
Oh, yeah.
And that was back when Super Saiyan Blue Goku was the #1 card in the entire game for a while. Which actually when he came out I guess was reasonable, but then they had him above like Beerus and Super Saiyan God Goku and stuff still.
There was a brief period of time where Beerus was #1.
He was #1 for a little bit, yeah. But that literally lasted for like a week.
Yes. So,
I bet
I-
their tier list
I
doesn't
think that-
have Murasaki.
no. So
Also
theirs is
bad,
inferior. So in their main tier list, which this one is up to date. This one is totally up to date.
We should do the top 10 on the full tier list with it completely up to date.
Oh,
See how right we are.
Sorry about that.
you should probably guess. This one would be pretty tough. He's somewhere near the bottom, but he is. They rank Intelligent Cell above Agility Gohan.
No, they don't.
They do.
No.
I can't tell you the exact placement. Also, another person that beats him, Intelligent Golden Frieza.
Wait.
Yes.
The
You mean
old one?
full one?
The old one. Let me just actually, because units that are above Gohan currently, Tech, Vegito.
Okay, that's fair.
What is this guy's name? I'm trying to. Oh, Majin
What is-
Vegeta.
what is he?
Sure. Yeah,
Oh.
Majin Vegeta. That makes sense. Demigra. He's above him.
Rhymestyle would be happy.
Rhymestyle would be happy. Intelligent Goku, not Intelligent Goku, Intelligent Frieza and Bardock.
Jesus, which Bardock?
Physical Bardock.
God damn it.
I mean, he's good for something, but he's not above Mystic Gohan.
None of those guys are.
Yeah, trying to decipher their list is something else. I
He
think
has an 80% up attack passive and shocking speed, and he's worse than the Golden Frieza.
they really value that attack on Intelligent Golden Frieza.
Does he even have what is his attack stat? I don't
I
even
don't-
see him.
Let me see. He has.
Oh, 7856.
Yes, which is
7856 and no links. And mind you that Mystic Gohan's is 7741. So he has 110 more attack. Raw attack.
Way better.
That's it. That's all you need. He's top tier.
he's
God
top tier.
damn it.
Yeah. We'll probably
So how
look.
up to
We'll
date
look.
is the tier list?
This tier list is up to date. I'm gonna say we should probably save this for later because if their Dokkan Festival, if I'm interpreting this correct, would literally break us.
Okay, let's do that next week then. We'll do the overall tier list next week. We'll make it a 3-parter.
Make it a
I have to
3-parter.
be on
We
next
will
week.
end. We will end this saga that is the GAMY tier list. Because
This is the best arc.
This is the best arc. But let's go on to. I believe you have questions now.
I submitted a thread for people to put in some questions that they wanted us to answer on the air as a good way to close out the show. So let me find a few in here.
I have
Okay, here's a
question
good
idea if they
starting
don't do
one.
it.
A good starting one is, if you don't have Super Vegito, would you think it would be ideal to try for any of the other God cards, or only try to get him?
I'd say, yeah.
Depends on your box.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it really
think that's-
depends on the box.
Yeah. If your AGL team is comparable to your other ones, he should be your focus. But with these leaders, they're all good. I mean, I know we talk about Super Vegito a lot because he's completely broken,
Yeah.
but they're all good.
Wokey.
If I had all of them, I would literally be the happiest Dokkan player because it would literally open me up to using so many crazy teams, and I can already use pretty good crazy teams on Agile. But if I could unlock that for every single one, it'd be great. But if you have at least one, that guy is gonna help you out a ton. We mentioned Super
Good.
Vegito simply because we just have him.
There's a guy on the front page with every god card.
Don't make me sad. But yeah, it totally depends on your box. If you got like 2 good agility units, I mean maybe, but
Does Super Vegeta count?
yeah, you can beat stuff easily. But that can be said with kind of any of them at this point.
Yeah, I think I would say you pull on the one that benefits your box the most.
And if it's down to simply like I just really like Buuhan, just go for it, man. Let Int be your main thing. Ain't nobody gonna
just have
stop
fun
you.
with it.
Yeah, just have fun.
At
with
this
doesn't
point,
have
they're
that
so
bad.
overpowered that just do whatever you want with whichever one you want. You know.
Yeah. There's
And I guess
current-
I should say who asked the question. That would be a legendary Messi, I think, on
Oh.
Reddit. Messi. I don't know.
Messy.
I can't pronounce the second part. It's gonna be a trend if I'm gonna try to say these people's names where I say I can't pronounce this because they're Reddit username. So
You're gonna run into
get ready for that.
It should be fine. Yeah, you can totally go for any of them.
Alright,
Getting
next.
one is a happy little.
Yeah, tell me about it. Alright, here's another one from Owen Thal. He's actually on our wiki team. How about that? Why do you think that Bandai chose to release the God cards in this order? Why start with Super Vegito, who's clearly the best of the bunch, instead of saving him for the end? I don't think it was intentional.
You think it was an
Not to
accident,
say that they're they can't design games or anything like that, but I just don't think they realized how detrimental Vegito would be to like the balance of the game and how
Mhm.
good that counter would actually end up being. So I don't think they intended to release the best one first. I think that that's just sort of
A
an
hap-
unforeseen consequence of that mechanic.
a happy
They
accident.
forgot Murasaki existed.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, it's okay. There's no agile super sealers. He'll be fine." Oh no, we
Oh
forgot.
wait, there
There-
it is.
We messed up.
Now it's too late. I think if him and Broly were kind of released because if there was a celebration going on, and if there's a celebration going on and you release a bunk unit, like that kind of sucks. To be fair, if they had released Buuhan and he had his, the funny thing is that if they had released Buuhan instead of Super Vegito, for instance, we would be doing the same thing that happened when Super Vegito was released and they saw his passive, with just people going like, "Oh man, he sucks." That's actually the kind of sad thing, is that when you look at the units just by their passive alone, and you got rid of their godlike ability, they have their uses and they have everything, but it's literally just that leader skill that makes them amazing.
I mean, without the leader skill, Gotenks is just a slightly better version of Frieza.
Yeah.
They have the exact same passive, so
And
Super
Buuhan
Saiyan?
is just a better version of Texel.
yeah, that's true.
That's all. They
Except for, and I think that's actually, now that we brought that up, that's something that I wanted to talk about and forgot. I think that part of the reason is that every time they introduce a new mechanic, it seems to always be better than I think they thought it was going to be. Because Buuhan is decent.
Except apes.
Well, except apes. Yeah, apes are always the antithesis to any theory in Dokkan, because apes are garbage.
Except Turles.
Yeah, but he's not good because he's an ape. He's just good because everything else about him is good.
I don't know, man. Ape Mechanic let us have giant ass Namekian and Piccolo, so it's
That's
done
true.
its job.
That's true. For
It-
some reason, that's a thing.
Just wait for that Lord Slug. Giant Piccolo. Continue with what your point was before we derailed it.
Make Giants great again.
That like all of the ones that are just like pretty okay are like old units just kind of recycled with some new stuff. At like Gotenks is literally just Frieza, and he has a little bit of that super mechanic on him that makes him better.
And an awesome special attack.
Yeah, he does have a cool animation.
Yes.
But like if it was just a 12 key and meant super, he would just be Frieza with better links. Buuhan is just Cell with a heal and better links.
And immense.
And immense, that's right.
Broly is just hits his SA twice.
Broly essays twice.
He's
But
just
Vegito's
a
like
AoE.
a completely new thing that they put in, and I think it just didn't cross their minds as to how good that was going to be.
Yeah. Like if they had given that well actually this is a interesting thought. If Vegito did not have that counter and instead they had given it to hit, but they had kept everything else about him, would that counter have been enough to make that hit kind of viable?
Yes,
You think so?
absolutely, yes.
Yes.
It's an interesting thought. It would also be crazy because I think he would counter and then stun, right? But
Ideally.
yeah,
But now we're falling down the rabbit hole of speculation.
too far into speculation town.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
he would be very good, I think, yeah.
Do you think that Super Vegito's the only one that gets that counter? There has to be
I don't
someone.
know. I think eventually someone else will probably get one. Maybe not as good.
They're gonna Dokkan Awaken Majub and he's gonna have a counter, just like when they Dokkan, Trunks, he got an AoE.
I would be okay with that, to be honest. Let it happen.
That's the reason I haven't sold Majub. He deserves the rebirth.
One day.
One day, maybe.
Hey.
Alright, let's go with one from Nameless Saiyan, which is, do you think there's a Bandai spy in the subreddit? No, but sometimes it makes you wonder.
It does
Because-
make you wonder.
Their Majin Vegeta was pretty much 1-for-1 off the subreddit, basically. AoE, that super animation that stuns, was pretty much completely outlined on like a wish list on the subreddit.
Also,
And you said how we need more morale. Next thing you know, Buuhan.
yeah, but I
Well,
don't
Buuhan
think
was
powerful
counter
essay.
what I was saying, actually.
if Buuhan had been released, but also before Buuhan there was like a nice story thing, then they would have
Yeah,
listened
that's
as
what I was talking about. Maybe a nice 20 Stone story event, maybe we go to the future with Trunks or something, I don't know. Not Buuhan already, though.
Somehow Banda did go completely money bags and made Buuhan farmable.
That's true.
I wouldn't have been surprised if they made him his gimmick to be his SA level, but made him only summonable.
Well, see, I think
That's
making him
not-
farmable is more money bag, because now it's like, well, now you really want him because he's a free SA10, you better keep trying.
True.
People always forget the terrible grind.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm farming gems right now. What are you talking about?
there was that brief moment when they showed the intelligent team and it had General Blue, and I thought maybe they do.
Bandai is here.
Maybe Bandai does look at us, and they're like, "Oh no, people love it when you put red rocket units into your team.
Red Ribbon, you
Red
mean?
ribbon, red rocket. Fuck, man, I am all off today,
Struggling.
struggling. I'm making my own version of the game in my head, apparently. Yeah, but they love adding random Red Ribbon Army units.
Yeah. So I don't think there is, but there are a lot of. I can see why some people think that there is, because sometimes it gets a little weird.
Yeah. There's just enough conspiracy theories that I can kind of get behind it.
Yeah.
But if they were actually listening to us, then they would be very sad. Just like, aww. But
Oh, they don't like us very much.
they're just going like, oh, but, ah. It's the frustration of just like, no, there's, I want to tell you, but I want my job too.
You think if there is a Bandai spy, he reads all these like rant hate posts, and he wants to type like, I have all this awesome stuff lined up for you guys, but he can't. So he just sits there with like one tear running down his cheek.
While Sound of Silence plays in the background. I think it's totally possible. Like, I think he...
Imagine if that guy is now listening to us saying that.
So now he's got a tear on the other cheek because we called him out and we were right.
He's like, finally, someone understands my
The
struggles.
jig's up.
Someone knows my pain.
Fuck it. We're releasing Shenron 1 month from now. Let them have time.
Let them breathe.
Let
please.
them breathe. I'm the Bandai spy, and I say, let them eat cake.
Okay, here's a good one that's not Dokkan related from Geo Dynamo. Have you noticed that I'm only picking names I can pronounce?
Let that be a notice to everyone. Make a new Reddit account.
Yeah,
Have a really
make
easy-
a new Reddit
Can't
account.
post until you're 48 hours old.
Yeah. Wait that too.
What are some of your favorite video game series, and or what other games do you play in your spare time besides Dokkan?
I'd have to say the Ratchet and Clank series and the Metal Gear series would be my favorites. As for games I'm playing, Overwatch and Battlefield 1.
Okay, those are good choices. Penta?
I've always been into open world RPGs. So there's Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and The Witcher. Then there's XCOM that I love, and that's about it.
Okay. Wookie?
Civ?
Hey. Modcast Civ win.
One day.
Yeah, me-
If we
Three of
ever...
us already have it.
3 of us already have it. I'm just aching to go Shaka Zulu and totally kill myself or kill everyone in the process. As for me, let me see. I like a lot of JRPGs. I try and play a lot of different games, but the games that I usually return back to are stuff like Pokemon, and I'm currently on my, what I assume to be my 10th playthrough of Persona 4.
Good.
Yes, I I replay a lot of those games. Let's see, what am I currently playing that's not Dokkan? Of course, Overwatch. Gonna playing a bunch of Overwatch. What else? If I ever get if I ever get around to finishing it, if I ever get the Wii U back in my room, I played a lot of that Shin Megami Tensei like idle game. I don't remember the real name. Tokyo Mirage Sessions. There you go.
Oh, okay.
What about you, Zen?
For me, I play a lot of like Final Fantasy. It's one that I've been playing pretty much my whole life. I play a lot of Pokemon, obviously.
Am I the only one not into RPGs here?
Yes.
That might be a thing.
I actually play a lot of Halo.
I played a lot of Halo Reach. That was fun.
Yeah, I've been playing Halo like forever since it came out. I don't know. I mean, I guess I was like in the right age bracket, like right when it came out, that I was young enough to follow it. I guess I don't know, because apparently it got bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I hear it got bad. Yeah. I
After
hear
Reach, it got really bad.
Yeah.
Aw.
And then as to what I'm playing right now, Overwatch, like everyone else in the world,
Except Penta.
except for Penta.
Come on, Penta, what are you waiting for?
I'm playing a lot of that new Bandai app, the Naruto game. That's fun. I don't know jack shit about Naruto, but it's fun.
Yeah, that's about it.
And I'm playing Majora's Mask because I love that game.
Yeah, Majora's
I have the
Mask.
3D version. I haven't bothered to touch it.
It's really good. You should touch it a lot.
All over.
love it.
Okay then.
All over.
I will say, this is in terms of crossovers, but similar to the Naruto thing, if they ever released a game that was similar to Naruto or DBZ Dokkan, but just with a My Hero Academy skin, I would basically, you guys would just not see me. I would
Well, you
basically
should go
say
on.
goodbye, put up my
yeah, if they
put up my
ever
photos.
We'll
release-
use the questions thread.
if they ever did a proper console or PC Hunter x Hunter game, I would be gone. You will never see me again.
The perfect dream game.
Yeah, I'd probably play it a lot. Hunter x Hunter's great. I still haven't watched all of it. Don't kill me.
Not yet. You get to live.
Please, Fish.
Not yet.
Time to spoil everything.
Fish, don't kill me. I'm watching it, I swear.
Spoiler. Hiatus.
Hiatus,
I
next
already know.
hiatus.
Funny thing is, I took a hiatus from watching it, and it wasn't intentional, like with the joke.
You just did one. And it wasn't a protest.
I don't know, Fish probably wants me to watch it.
I assume.
Alright, let's do two more.
Alright.
Two more questions, and then we'll call it. Let's do one from Merciless Cult. It's what are your favorite games of all time? Let's do a top three. Give me a top three.
I gotta think.
I guess I'll go first then, while as everyone else is looking up stuff. I just know mine by heart that easily.
Alright,
Alright.
go ahead.
First one. I shouldn't start with one. I'll start with three. Third one would have to be Paper Mario. That kind of
The original one?
Yes, the original one. It kind of intersects a lot of the stuff I like, which is a really interesting art style, funny story, and JRPG system. Number two would be Persona 4. I play it a lot. Still great. And number one would have to be Super Mario Brothers 2 American, which is the one
Alright.
that's basically a reskin of Doki Doki Panic. But there was a brief period of time where I would play that game and be able to beat it in like 10 minutes. To the point of like, I remember just going to the bathroom, and then my brother and my cousin playing it, and they're going like, this game's so hard. And then I would go up and say like, that's not hard. Let me show you by beating this entire game by also crouching down. And I beat the entire game in front of them just by crouching down.
Alright, well that's a good story. I like that.
I mean, 3 would be probably be Ratchet and Clank 3.
Yay!
That's a good one.
Then there's probably a tie for 2, Civilization 5 and XCOM Enemy Unknown. Maybe. And then the number 1 has to be Witcher 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's fine.
That's a lot of newer
can't-
games. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
Can't
well,
think of-
Like,
This is like-
I'm 17, come on.
I guess that's true. You're a youngin.
I'm younger, and I still like older games better.
Damn.
Well,
See, Toast
there
has
was Ratchet and
Toast has
Clank
more
3.
class than you.
There was Ratchet and Clank 3 to balance it out.
It's true. That is
this
old at that point.
this
Yeah.
is like in no order whatsoever, and I'm gonna throw a trilogy in there because I can't decide.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna put the HD Ratchet and Clank trilogy, Metal Gear Solid 2, and Mega Man X, the original.
Mega Man X, that's a good choice. I love that game.
Mega Man X is one of my favorite games of all time.
It's really good.
Now I gotta throw, what's it called? Dragon Ball Z Infinite World in there somewhere.
Just somewhere in the one of the best games you played.
Yeah,
It's
a
floating
better
around
Budokai
in there.
3. It's just a better Budokai 3.
I don't like Budokai 3. Don't hate me, subreddit, please. I don't like it.
Legacy of Goku. Now that's a game.
Oh, that is a good game.
That game
2
is
was
hard as
really
hell.
good.
And then there's, of course, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but I don't think it's as much a good game as it's a fun game.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Well, this is your favorite games, not your what do you think are the best games of all time. So
Well,
you can say whatever you want.
Then Budokai Tenkaichi is
This
also
is our
somewhere
opinions.
in
Don't
there.
kill us.
Don't hurt us, internet.
No, they'll be gentle. The Bandai Spy will protect us.
He's got our back.
Yeah.
To
Thanks,
the
buddy.
bunker.
Thanks, buddy.
That's-
Mine would probably be Majora's Mask at 3, because again, I really like that game.
Mhm.
Number 2 would probably be The Legend of Dragoon, which I bet no one has ever heard of before,
I've heard of it.
because if you didn't grow up with the PlayStation 1, you didn't play it ever. So it's on the PlayStation Store though. You should buy it if you need a good RPG. Game's great.
I should have
And
added
then-
a Link to the Past.
Link to the Past is a good game. And then my number 1, because I'm boring, is Final Fantasy VII.
That's an O.
I haven't played it.
Like ever.
No.
It's
You should.
great. It's great on PC because it runs at 90 frames per second.
No, actually, I do have it on Steam. My friend gifted it to me. I've played it for 8 minutes, which was probably just the menus.
Yeah, and you should probably
Yeah, that's probably opening.
you should probably wait a bit, if only because that remake's coming out and the translation is not the world's greatest.
The translation is part of why that's the greatest game ever.
Also, that's also true. every time
There's
every time Barrett opens his mouth, it's like it literally floored me. Couldn't. I was like, what?
the best part is that Barrett is just Mr. T with a gun arm.
Yes.
Yeah, and 90% of his dialogue is just holding down the shift key and sliding your fingers across the number keys. It's all the old censorship where it's like old shit symbols and stuff. I love that game.
It's a good choice.
The remake is going to be amazing, but it's going to lack a little bit of the charm of the old one being ridiculous.
But how?
Isn't the remake? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, for PS4. I would say, how amazing would it be if they did 2 versions? One version, a brand new translation, but version 2, 100% faithful to that original.
I would
release.
only play the second one. I would only play the second one.
From what I
So-
hear, I'd only play the second one.
It'd be a
There's
fun
still
time.
the one. The best line from anything ever is still just old man Sid pounding his hand on the table, screaming, "Sit down and drink your goddamn tea." And that's all he says in that whole scene. Is he just rams his fist into the table and says that and walks away.
It's a good number 1.
600 gems, yay.
Making progress. All right, let me find a good finale question.
And to end it all.
To end it all. That's it.
I don't know if you
Done
saw, I kind of have one I'd like to add at the end.
Okay. Well, let me get one more of these, and then you can add yours.
Alright.
How about from FriezaFan456? What is your favorite Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super characters? Split them up if it's different. If it's not, just give us a. I know who
Someone's gonna
Penta's gonna
say
say.
Murasaki.
I know who Penta's gonna say, and I'm just gonna paste screenshots that he knows I'm gonna paste over his entire segment. So go ahead, Penta. You go first.
Was it Z, GT, and Super?
It was the original Dragon Ball Z, and Super. No GT.
What's a GT? I don't think that
I
exists.
think that means like Dragon Ball Great Time. Just like that brief period of time when you're watching
Goku
Dragon-
time.
Yeah, Goku time.
Goku time.
Go ahead, Penta.
Murasaki in Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Kind of a recent, recent appreciation for the man and his brothers.
Then in the Z, Vegeta,
Oh, that's interesting.
Duidzen,
Hmm.
and
That's Vegeta, huh? That's good. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Don't put any screencasts from the new episode.
Not from the new episode. Don't worry, I don't need the new episode to find material. Trust me, he has a rich
Love
history of
Vegeta.
screenshots.
And Zenrot has just been posting multiple screenshots of Vegeta getting absolutely destroyed in the mod chat.
The greatest one being that recent still from the new episode. I replaced Black with fucking Sandshrew holding a gun.
Wasn't there also one with Sand Slash?
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
diesel.
there was one where one of his hands is the sword.
Oh, Sand Slash.
anyway, Super black or hit, cause I can't love Vegeta in Super. Sorry.
Yeah, it's only Super. That's right. It's only Super this happens in.
He's moved on to new villains who don't get beat up. He needs a new strong man in his life.
He had an abusive period during Dragon Ball Z where he watched his favorite get beat up a lot, so he had to switch over to characters that win.
That's the opposite of an abusive relationship.
It was emotionally abusive for him.
Yes.
Alright, Toaster, you go.
I'm gonna say this. It has been absolutely forever since I've watched the original Dragon Ball.
Pass if you don't remember.
Probably just say Piccolo because I don't want to say Goku.
Okay, that's fair enough.
And then I have an answer for both Super and Z, which would be Future Trunks.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. The Super Future Trunks is...
He's really got screwed over though.
Yeah, that guy's going through some stuff.
Yeah, he's got some
lot.
issues.
Let me see.
Can't even look at the nicest guy in the world anymore.
No, he gets like Vietnam flashbacks and starts shooting in the trees looking for Charlie.
The best scene still is when Pan was kicking the shit out of him. That was great.
Yeah, that was the best.
Alright, Wookie, what do you got?
For Dragon Ball, I'm gonna go Launch. I like
Okay.
her a lot. I was one of the few people very disappointed that she never showed up again, except for to give Goku energy at the end of Z,
Except she didn't show up
We
for
got
that either.
Toriyama's classic
and
explanation.
her
of-
great drinking scene when the Saiyan fights start, where she's just in a bar drinking. He felt like that was important enough to mention. Where's Launch during all this? For Z though, I'm gonna go with. I think it's safe to say for Z and Super, I'm a big fan of Goku. I like the big idiot. There's something about him just like. Yes, there's a lot of other
Yeah,
cool
man,
I'm
kids.
the best idiot.
He's an idiot, but he's my idiot, and I love it.
I want to actually change my Z and Super choices.
Oh, do you now, huh?
Do you, huh?
Super
Don't like
Vegeta.
Vegeta anymore?
Android 18 for both.
She's consistent.
I'm gonna put that screenshot in one frame. Somewhere in this podcast, one frame is gonna have that screenshot in it. So anyone who finds it, to the one that explains the Android 18 fully,
Oh, you want me to send it to you? I'll put it in
Yes.
the mod chat.
please do.
Oh,
I'm gonna
that.
put it in one frame,
Yeah, that one.
and anyone who goes through this like hour and a half of talking to find that one frame, congratulations, you did it.
I know exactly where it is too.
Magical times. Zen,
For
go ahead.
me,
Found it. Check the mod chat.
You can't see me, but I am shaking my head.
I'll put it in the Skype chat too.
Best thing that isn't even fake.
not even Photoshop.
Of all the
No
Photoshop
shame in
things
it.
of you saying things.
There it is. It's in the Skype chat.
Oh god.
For those
Okay.
people who aren't on the Discord chat, I am basically just the guy who screenshots literally everything.
You can't say anything around Toaster because it will be a screenshot and it will come back later.
Everything you say will be screenshotted and used against you with no absolute context whatsoever.
If only. Does anyone have a screenshot of what I said the giveaway thread was like?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
I'm
I
not.
should make my title on the subreddit Screenshot King since I still don't have the title.
I mean, I think Toaster has the most material on me, to be
I
honest.
don't know, Z-How is coming pretty close. He says a
But
lot.
yeah, I have Toaster has a lot of stuff on me, so I have to stay on.
Maybe we'll
I
make
have
an
to stay on his
extra one,
good
put it on
side.
the subreddit.
I'm gonna ask for that title actually.
What were we doing?
Zen,
Characters.
you had to submit your
Right.
We got too
Right.
busy into our favorite character, Penta. Let's go.
Right. In the original Dragon Ball and for Z, it's both probably Goku, because everybody loves Goku.
Mhm.
And then in Super, it is probably Black, because he is more interesting than like 90% of the villains in the entire series. Because he actually has stuff going on that isn't, I'm really strong, and I'm going to blow up this planet that you're on.
So it's Goku, Goku, and Goku.
And then evil Goku, yeah.
I believe it's Goten. Thank you very much.
That's true.
It wasn't Ginyu with the heart virus. If you believe those theories, get off the subject.
Dragon Ball
really.
Super has the worst fan theories ever, but Jesus.
It really
All right.
does.
What's the question that you wanted to ask so we can when we close out here?
It's just kind of been general subreddit discussion. How would you guys feel about a Rainbow Vegeta leader?
You know.
I've been
actually-
pretty vocal about it, but I would
actually-
hate it.
I'm just gonna say,
I'd say
basically. Go ahead.
I'd say it's okay if it's weaker than the monos.
Yeah, that's
we all
right.
know it's gonna be Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I'm pretty sure that is like the one choice.
If it's the exact same leader, but for everything, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's gonna be terrible. It destroys
Because
any reason to pull for anything.
Like,
it
if you
makes
have
everything else obsolete. Literally everything else.
If you have that leader and you have a good reroll, you might as well be using the insta-win mod.
Yeah, there's no point to even try anymore. I mean, I guess you kind of are now with Vegito, whatever, fine. But like, everyone's all excited for it because, oh, I like my rainbow teams. But having 6 viable teams, all of the colors and a rainbow, is so much better than just you have to have the best rainbow team possible and you don't use anything else because it's not as good.
Yeah.
So why
Like,
would you?
even on mono teams, he was like, oh hey, still bring Gogeta.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you before the new mono leaders came out, you would bring Gogeta over the old mono leads because he had the same leader skill they did, and he did more damage than they did. So you never didn't bring him.
I think that if they would have to do something like that. If they did make him like, I could see them doing something like he has the same attack and defense boost, but he gives no key. So at that point, you would have to at least try and make a team that would key link well together. But that would just return
So
back
kind
to
of like
the.
a,
Say it again.
so kind of like a Kaioken lead.
Yes, but the unfortunate thing about that is that you would just return back to the old over in the Flash meta. So Rainbow Team
Pretty
would
much.
just be over in a Flash. Again. So,
We've lived that pain before.
yeah. They would have to make it weaker in some case. Like, they can't do the Gogeta thing again where it's like, he's like the other ones except for better. Also, here's Janemba. Also, here's Into Ultimate Gohan, whose leader skill is completely useless now.
Yeah, we
Like-
released him afterward, so
Like,
have fun.
I get why they did it for the 1 year, but they really should have held off Gogeta and put Gohan first.
Yeah, they should.
Or, yeah, man. That
And even in Japan, it was the same for Frieza. It's like, why pull for Frieza besides his, amazing power
Well, Frieza at least works with Gogeta on a team. Gohan does not.
really well?
No. There's a lot of problems with that Gohan.
Just like Super.
Just like Super. But with that's the final question, so I say we're pretty much good and done, right?
Sounds good to me.
I just want to say,
the
we
longest
should,
Modcast.
This might be the longest modcast. But that's also because we took 20 minutes to go laugh at GAMY for a bit.
Yeah, this is
Hey,
the
I thought that
official
was
podcast.
fun.
I think that's fun too. Don't get me wrong. It's 20 good extra minutes.
I just think we should just make the whole video a montage of things I said in the line chat.
Oh, I can make that album if you want. Trust me.
Also, I want my new subreddit flare to be the new Android 18.
We know you do. All right, I'm gonna call it here because we're descending into madness, which we always do in our endings. So I'm calling it.
That's my secret, Zenrot. I've always been with the madness.
I'm always mad.
You're basically just Macho Man Toast Madness.
I mean, I play Dokkan Battle. How worse can it get?
This is true. This is very true.
Well, I mean, I don't spend on it. I guess that could be worse.
Yeah, probably. Trust me. Don't do it.
I haven't thought about it, Zenrot.
But
I've seen why I shouldn't. Piccolo. Physical Piccolo.
a lot of those to go around.
Physical Majin Buu.
Whatever, that is the #1 tier. Physical units. Now seriously, end it. We're
Yeah, we gotta go. We have to go. Stop. Everybody stop.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks everybody for tuning in, and see you next week.